Guys, so I gotta talk kind of quiet because I think my husband just went to bed. But today was a really fun day. It was the weekend, so I had talked to friends previously about hanging out today and going to a city, like a couple towns over. But then we never made like concrete plans, and so this morning I woke up and like tried to figure out what the plan was. And they didn't respond for a little while, and then they were like, actually some girls are coming here from that town, and so we're gonna stay here to show them around, and then next weekend we'll go to their town and they'll show us around. I was like, okay, cool. When? And they were like, well, their train's getting in at 5, so not until the evening. I was like, oh, but like I thought that it would be an all-day thing, because usually Saturday is like all day you go out, and then Sunday is all day you stay home because everything's closed anyway. But I was like, oh, like, do you guys want to do something before? Because I don't want to just sit around all day until 6. They were like, yeah, let's go like to the center, just the 4 of us. In the meantime, I was like, okay, cool. When? Because I'm a planner. I'm sorry, but I need to know what the plan is. Otherwise, I can't do anything, because if I choose something that takes too long, then I'll be late. But if I choose something that doesn't take long enough, then I'll be bored. So I need to be able to plan. And they kept not responding for a little while. I was like, okay, deep breath, just go with the flow, like, great practice for just being easygoing. And I was like, okay, I just gotta go with this. Just gotta fake it till I make it. I'm totally fine. I don't need a plan. I'm fine. Spur of the moment, I can do this. But I was like, no, like, I need a plan. And so eventually they responded that we would go to the center at 2:30. But by then it was only 12:30. I was like, okay, well, what do I do for the next 2 hours? So I edited my philosophy paper a little bit more, and then started copying it down in pen. And then I have a cough now. And then sorry, it's like midnight, I'm tired. And so then I recorded like a house tour, and then did some more homework and edited yesterday's video and uploaded it. And then I got ready to go. I liked my outfit today. I did my makeup and put some jewelry on and like did a hair clip, and I was feeling good. I was feeling fancy because I was like, I haven't dressed up in a while. And like today it wasn't exactly dressing up, but like it just felt good to do some makeup and like feel pretty, because usually at home I do that like once a week or once every other week for a dance. But here, with like getting up early for school, I just didn't feel like it. And so I did my makeup, and I felt so put together. And then I met up with friends, and we got on the same bus, and we were trying to figure out what to get for lunch. And just like, there's so many options, we couldn't figure out what. And then the bus stopped at the train station bus stop, and we were like, oh, like there's a Chinese place right there. Like, do you guys just want to get off now? And so we made a decision in 2 seconds. We're like, yeah, let's just get off here and get some food. And so we went to the Chinese place. And first of all, the table looked really cool. It was like, I don't know, it had like fish in it. You'll see a picture. I don't know how to explain it. And so we ordered food, and it was like $5.60 per entree. Well, actually, it was like $6.60 per entree, which is crazy because the entrees were not small. And so I ordered like a beef green bell pepper dish, and then other people ordered other things. But they brought it out, and they brought me beef and vegetables. I was like, well, maybe they just heard me wrong or something. Like, I don't really mind. That's totally fine. And they came back. They were like, oh shoot, we gave you the wrong one. We'll bring the other one out now. I was like, oh, okay, like I don't really need both, but whatever. And so then we ended up with 5 entrees. I was like, how are we going to finish this? But we actually ended up finishing it all, which is crazy. But this was the worst Chinese food I've ever had in my life. It like doesn't count as Chinese food, because here the spice tolerance is literally non-existent. I have not had a single thing that could be considered at all spicy since I've been here. And so they had to take that into account when making the food. And so Chinese spices are in general spicy, like hot spicy. at least a little bit, and so since I couldn't put those in, it just didn't have much flavor, and it was kind of disappointing, but like it was okay. It was still obviously like very edible, and it was nice to have lunch with friends. It was really fun. And then I popped by next door and bought like a bottle of water, and then we went into the center and got ice cream, and it was so good. I got Brazilian coffee and pistachio ice cream, but they gave me way more coffee ice cream than pistachio ice cream, which is so sad because I love the pistachio ice cream. I'm getting pistachio every time I go there. I might get just pistachio one time, I don't know. And it was it was really good. And then it started raining. And at first it was like it was light, and then it was raining harder, and we were like, okay, let's go into a store. And so I'm so glad we went to the store when we did, because then 2 minutes later it started pouring, and I don't have a video, but it started pouring. It was pouring for like 5 minutes. And then we went into another shop, because the shop we went into was kind of small and boring. So then we went into another shop once it was like lightened up a little bit. It was like an IHOP, which is like a cheap store. It was fun. I don't have any pictures of that either, but it was fun to just explore the store. By then, Nella had left to do I don't know what. So it was just me, Amalia, and Valeria. And then by then, it was also like 5. And so Valeria went to the train station to pick up the girls because they came in by train. And then we met up at that shop we were exploring and talked for like a couple minutes. But then I had to go because I met up with this guy who's family friends with my best friend. Kind of. Yeah, he's like family friends with my best friend, I guess. It's like more complicated than that, but it really doesn't matter. And so I met him when he was on vacation in the US right before I left, and then today I met him when he was back home and I'm in Spain. And so we met up for churros, and churros are good, but like they're so oily that you can't have more than like probably can't have more than 5 without feeling it, and then like after that, like it's just a lot. And so I think he ordered 1 serving of churros, and he didn't have any, but me and his friend, because he brought a friend along, had some, and we did not come close to finishing it because it's just so oily. I don't know, but it was really good. And the chocolate sauce was really good. And I was talking to him and his friend, and it was when I met him for the first time in the US, it was like a breakfast with us and then a bunch of adults. It was like my parents, his family member, the American family member, plus my friend's dad and stepmom, because like that, they were our connection. And so it was us and 5 adults, and so we didn't talk much because the adults were all talking. So I was a little worried that it would be awkward once it was just us, and I was right to be worried because it was very awkward, especially at the beginning, because I'm not a talker. I can't think of something to talk about on demand. Like when I'm with friends and like just sitting there, like yeah, I'll come up with stupid stuff to talk about. But when I actually have to come up with something to talk about, no shot. And so it was like really awkward at the beginning, and like he totally had to carry the conversation, and I felt bad because I could tell that he wasn't a talker either, and so he was like trying really hard to carry the conversation, and I wish I could have helped, but I just didn't know what to say. I had nothing to say. But then by the end it was a lot better, and like we had more fun, and well, maybe not fun, but like the conversation was rolling. And I was going to say something, but I don't know what. This is not what I was going to say, but he complimented my Spanish. He said that my Spanish was really good. He said it was perfect, which is not true, but like, thanks. And he said that he thought my Spanish was better than his English, which is saying a lot because his English is pretty dang good. Like when I met him in the US, he was really good. So it's like, oh, thank you. I don't think you're right. I think your English is better than my Spanish, but like, I'll take it. So that was cool. And then he dropped me off at home because he has a car, so I didn't have to take the bus. And then I came home, and then I was gonna go on a jog, but my clothes were all wet because they don't use the dryer here. They just hang everything up. and so my clothes were all wet, so I couldn't go on a jog, and I was like, okay, well, I'll go on a walk instead. So I texted like 3 different people, like, hey, you want to call? Like, I've got time. And so one of my friends responded, so I talked to my friend for the first time since being here on the phone, and it was cool. It was fun. I talked to her like 45 minutes and just like went on a walk, and then I came back home, and then I had dinner, and it was pizza night tonight since last night we ate out. Then pizza, like Friday night pizza night, got moved to Saturday night pizza night, and so that was good. And then I went upstairs and I talked to my family for like an hour, and it was fun to see everyone and see the cats. And then I was on my phone for like 15 minutes, and then I am recording this, and then I'll brush my teeth and then go to bed. It's like 12 o'clock, but tomorrow is the time change, so we'll be gain an hour. So I'm not too worried about getting to bed early tonight. And tomorrow all I have awaiting me is a long day of studying and doing, like, cleaning up the house, doing chores, and I'm gonna take a break to talk to Yule. But yeah, I don't have much to do tomorrow, so it's not like I need to get up for anything. But yeah, anyway, that was my day. It was fun. Hey, so today was the time change actually. So we gained an hour. So I got up at 9, but it felt like 10. And yeah, I don't know. It was nice to be able to sleep in because I didn't go to bed till 1 last night. And then I got up and I was so tired. I got up and got ready for the day. Went downstairs, filmed a little like tutorial on how I make my baked oats, and then I came back upstairs and started studying. So I studied lingua and then chemistry, not for like a long time, but I think I've got a pretty good handle on lingua, and chemistry is like I don't have chemistry until after lingua, so I've got some time. My goal for chem is to get a 5. I think that I'll be able to, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. At least a 4 though. But probably a 5. And then for lingua, I have no idea. I don't really know what to expect because my teacher made like an easier test for me, but I don't know. I'm still not entirely sure how much easier. But yeah, we'll see. And then after studying, it was basically lunchtime already because I got a slow start. I didn't start studying until like 1, and then we had lunch at 3, and I had leftover pizza and like a vegetable dish that Maribella's sister brought over yesterday, and it was like garbanzo beans and frozen, well, not frozen anymore, but like canned green beans and like sausage, and I did not like it. And then Maribel was like, it's good, isn't the vegetables are good, aren't they? And I was like, yeah. I really didn't like it. But I mean, it wasn't horrible, it just wasn't good. And then after that, I went over to Amalia and Valetia's house because I didn't want to just be at home all day doing nothing. So I biked over and just hung out and talked for like 2 hours, I think. Yeah, 2.5 hours. And it was nice, it was fun. And I got some cute pictures of Pelote, the dog, because he's always moving, he's constantly moving, but today I was able to get 3 good pictures of him, so like, that's cool, kind of a miracle. And then I biked back home, and it was so cold today. I was wearing my like beige jacket that maybe you've seen in pictures, and jeans, and I was cold biking home. I love the cold weather, I love it. And then I got home, and I cleaned the toilet and the counter and swept the bedroom and bathroom. And then I called my mom because I have a problem with my library card. and then went on a jog, and yeah, the jog was really great. I've always said that I hate running, but I'm realizing that's just not true anymore. Like, for a while I hated running, and then I was like, okay, like I don't love running, but the outcome is worth it. Like the just feeling better mentally is worth it. But now, like, even running I don't mind. Like the act of running isn't that bad. Like, it's hard, but it just feels good to just go, you know? It's still, I don't know, it's here I've gotten into the habit of running, but I feel like once I'm back home, it'll be a struggle to actually get myself out to run. But I really do enjoy it now. It's weird. But yeah, I went on the jog, and then I got back, and washed my hair. And I think I did it early enough that my hair is like mostly dry. Because if I go to bed with wet hair, I wake up with it wet. Like, it doesn't dry overnight because it's so thick and coarse. But I think it should dry tonight, so that's good. And then after the shower, I went downstairs for dinner, and okay, I ate way too much today because it's so hard to not eat too much because she makes so much food and she puts it all in serving bowls on the table. It's not like you serve it straight from the pot and then if you want more, you get more. No. It's everything goes in bowls on the table, and if you don't finish it, it gets thrown out. And so I'm like, well, if it's gonna, like, I don't want to waste food, so then I just eat it. But then I eat way too much, and then my stomach hurts. Well, this is the first time my stomach hurt. But, like, now my stomach literally hurt earlier because I ate so much because I didn't want to waste the food. And some food still got thrown away. So, like, I don't know what to do because I can't just keep overeating at dinner because it's a little miserable. But, like, I don't want the food to just be thrown away. It's so different here. We would never throw away food at home unless it was, like, bad, like, past the date bad, like, expired bad. Either I would eat it or my dad would eat it because dad eats literally everything. But, like, back home, if we have leftovers, we save it in a container and eat it another day as leftovers. But here, there's no leftover day. She makes something new every day, every meal. Well, every meal. Lunch and dinner. And there's no chance to eat up the leftovers. If there ever are any. If there's enough, then she'll put it in the fridge. But if there's just, like, I don't understand. I don't like it. It's wasting so much. Today, she literally commented about how there are people starving in Africa and she's throwing away food. And I was like, in my head, I was like, yeah, then why are you throwing it away? And she just, I don't know, didn't seem to care enough. I don't know. It's very different. It's very different. Yeah. Anyway, and then I came up here and I got ready for bed, and then I'm recording this, and then I'll study a little bit more for lengua, and then I will go to bed. I'll record a YouTube short because I'm starting to do that for my sister because she just doesn't have time to watch a full hour video every week, and so I'm recording like a less than a minute little short video for her every day, just so she can see what I'm up to, just like a little snippet, and I like it. I think it's really cool. But yeah, okay, done today. Hey guys, so today was so cold, but I would much rather it be cold than hot, so I'm fine with it. But like this morning, I like got up, got ready for the day, whatever, and when I was biking to school, it was freezing. It was like, okay, not literally freezing, but almost. It was like 50 or 48 degrees when I was biking to school. It was so cold. I was wearing my beige jacket, and I had an infinity scarf wrapped around my neck with the top over my nose and my helmet on and gloves, and I was still cold. But I would much rather be cold than hot, so it's fine. And then I got to school, and I have a picture of the whole get up because I looked a little ridiculous. And then it's cold in here too because the window's open. And then I got to school, and my first class of the day was lengua, and Lengua, we went over like the study guide that we had, which, not gonna lie, I didn't realize we had. But it was okay because I just did the problems one ahead of them and it was fine. And yeah, anyway. And then after Lengua was PE. And in PE they actually do stuff. I don't know about other schools, but at least at my school back home, in 10th grade, you don't really do anything in normal PE. Well, I took weight training, and so that was like actual, like in the gym lifting weights, and I really enjoyed it. But the like regular PE class, you did literally nothing every day. Like, there were units, but they really didn't do much. So yeah, they actually do stuff, and so we like ran around and like did burpees and like threw medicine balls and did step ups, and I didn't like it because we don't change out for PE, and so I was just getting sweaty in my street clothes, and I don't like it. And after that was chemistry, and chemistry was okay. They went over stuff that I missed last Monday, and I mean, it's just like an equation, so like I get it mostly, I think. And then after that was recreo, and I spent recreo with the exchange student from Australia, and it was cool. And then right before class started, her old English teacher from last year went to her class, which was right next to mine, and so India introduced her to me, and she was like, "Oh my god, there's another English speaking exchange student," and I was like, "Yeah, hi, me." And she was like, "Oh my god, I asked the guy at the office to tell me next time someone came, next time like an English speaking exchange student came, so that I could do an activity with my first year of SO kids, so they could like do a tour around the school." And he didn't tell me, and India was like, "Yeah, well, she doesn't even know him because the guy's Manrique." She's like, "Yeah, like she doesn't even know Manrique, so Manrique might not even know, which is why he hasn't told you." She's like, "Oh my god, you should go tell him right now." And we're like, "Really?" Because class already started. And she's like, "Yeah, just go now." I was like, "Okay," because it was just English that I was missing, and like, who cared about missing English class? And so India and I went down to talk to Manrique, and he did not know who I was. He didn't know that I was there. He was like, "You've been here the entire time? Like, since school started?" I was like, "Yep, I got here the 7th of September, and school started the 15th, so I've been here." He's like, "How did I not know about you?" I was like, "I don't know. I didn't know about you." And so he's gonna take us like off campus for our half-hour snack period on Wednesday. There's like a cafe across the street, so he's gonna buy us a snack, which is so fun. And India's gonna be there because that way I don't have to talk to him alone, so that's cool. And then I got to English class 15 minutes late, but like she didn't care. And then I studied lengua and chemistry during English, and then after English was philosophy. Yeah, and I tried turning in the paper that I wrote. It was like online paper. It was an entire front plus like 3 lines on the back, and she made me rewrite it because it wasn't on blank paper. Because I asked Christina if it had to be on blank paper, if it could be on line paper, and she said, "I think line paper is fine." She was wrong. So I rewrote the entire thing in class. I don't understand why they care. I really don't. And she's like, "Well, it's first a bachillerato, so like things are different now. You gotta actually do this, like, you gotta make it look professional." But I'm sorry, wouldn't it be more professional with lined paper where everything is uniform than on blank paper where like the lines could be uneven? That's stupid. I'm sorry. That's stupid. But then the rest of the class was fine. It was kind of boring, but it was fine. And after that was technology. And in technology, we were supposed to read notes. Because like we read the notes and then he explains it the next day, like in more detail. But I never understand the notes because they're very like, they're kind of dense, I'd say, like dense writing. And so, and it's in Spanish and it's like technical terms, so I'm like, I'll read it, but I'm not gonna get any of the information in. And so I tried reading it for like 15 minutes, and then I kind of gave up and just stared off into space and almost fell asleep for a solid 10 minutes straight. Like my eyelids were drooping and my vision was getting blurry, and I genuinely thought I was going to fall asleep. But I was in the first row, so I couldn't fall asleep because the teacher was right there. But otherwise I probably would have. It was bad. And then school was over, and I'm realizing now that I was supposed to look for my PE packet with like my test scores because it got buried under mats and I kept forgetting to get it. And so that might be lost forever. We'll see. But then after school, I biked home and had lunch and came upstairs and studied for like an hour. And then after that, I sewed, I sewed my jeans because they're baggy and I don't like how they look. And so I've been meaning to do this, and I wanted to use a sewing machine, and then I was just like, whatever, I've got a thread and a needle, I'll just do it by hand. And I did it by hand, and it was not that bad. I listened to an audiobook. I'm listening to the second Twilight book because I didn't know what else to read, and nostalgia. But yeah, so I listened to an audiobook and fixed my jeans, and I love how they turned out. I think they're so much better. I love them. I'm wearing them tomorrow. I love them. One side is a little crooked and it really bothers me, but I'm hoping that if I ignore it, I'll forget about it soon. Knowing me, that probably won't happen, and I'll probably end up seam ripping it and redoing it, but you know what, we can hope. And then I called my dad and spoke in like mostly English with some Chinese, and I also like sewed some various other things, and it was so like cathartic. I don't know if that's a word. Cathartic? I don't know. Just sitting there sewing, listening to an audiobook, and then talking to my dad. It was just so decompressing. I don't know. I loved it so much. It was so nice. And then after that, I went over my Lingua notes one more time, for a couple minutes, and had Nella quiz me. And then I washed my face and changed into PJs. And then I went down to dinner, had dinner, and then I came back upstairs. I'm recording this, and then I'll get ready for bed the rest of the way and go to bed. And yeah, I have this thing that's really bothering me. You can't see it in this lighting, but it's like red and it hurts, and it's like a pimple, but it's not a pimple. And I've had it for like a bunch of days because I tried squeezing it and made it worse, and then I kept picking at it and it made it worse. And so it looks bad and it feels bad, and it's not going away anytime soon, and I hate it. But yeah, that was my day. Hey, so today was a good day. I got up. I had to get up at 6:45 today because it was raining, so I had to take the bus. But oh well. And it was so cold that I wore a long sleeve plus this jacket plus my new waterproof jacket over top. And I was still a little cold, so yeah. And then I got to school, and my first class of the day was drafting, and so we did some stuff, but the teacher was like 10 minutes late, because teachers are always late. And so the teacher was 10 minutes late, and like we wasted some time on some stuff, so we only did like 2 or 3 drawings. It was fine, it was good. And then in philosophy, it was interesting. The teacher is really good about just like on the fly, like lectures, so that's cool. And then in English, I like studied lingua and chem for the first like 10-20 minutes, and then I was too tired, so I gave up. And they had work time and the teacher played some just like American pop music. I was vibing. So yeah. And then after that was recreo. And I just kind of sat and ate and talked to some girls for a little bit, and then talked to Rocio for a little bit, and then read for a while, because I love my new book. It's the second book in a series that I really love, so yeah. And then after that was math, and in math they're doing system of equations with 2 variables, and I literally timed it. Granted, they were still learning it, so we had to explain it, but I finished the problem, like the entire problem, 12 minutes before everyone else. I didn't do it the same way. They did it like, there's a name for it, but I forget. But I did it a different way, and it was really fine. And I asked him if I could do that, and he said it was fine. So, yeah. And after that was chemistry, and we just went over problems, and I think I get it. We'll see. And last class of the day was lengua, and today was the lengua test. And I had like a special test apart from everyone else, and so instead of like analyzing the words and saying this is a verb with this tense and like that kind of that and that kind of this and blah 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 blah, which is like impossible, it was, I don't know, it was easier, and I think I passed. I just don't know what score. But then if I don't pass, it's going to be really embarrassing. So maybe pretend I didn't say anything. But it wasn't that bad. Yeah. And then after school, waiting for the bus, I talked to Paula, and it was so fun to catch up with her. And then we talked on the bus ride home too. And then got off the bus. I got this I tried to get vitamin C pills, but all they had were tablets. And basically it's Emergen-C where you like put it in water and it fizzes up, and then you drink it like a juice, but it's super, super, super sweet. So I wonder how much sugar they put in it. I want to just get vitamin C pills eventually, but I'll have to go to another pharmacy for that apparently. But there's like a bunch of pharmacies all around, so that shouldn't be too hard. And then got home, had lunch. Today was beans, like pinto beans maybe, and usually I don't like the bean dishes or the lentil dishes or the garbanzo dishes, but today it was actually kind of good, so that was cool. That was a nice surprise. And then after that, I was gonna edit a video, but then my sister was available to talk, so I talked to her instead. And then while talking to her, I walked to the bus stop and then went to the train station. I was supposed to go with a friend, but then she had too much homework. And so I went to the train station alone and bought a ticket that's good for going to Sevilla various times. I think it's either unlimited for 3 months or like 16 times. I'm not entirely sure which, but it's not nothing. And so I bought that and then came back home and then studied chemistry for like 45 minutes and then went on a run and then came back, took a shower. I tried fixing my pants. I seam ripped that one side that was crooked and then re-sewed it, and now it's a little bit crooked the other way, but it's less crooked and the other way it looks better. So I think I'll leave it be now, but we'll see, because it only took me a day to get tired of the crookedness of the old seam. So we'll see. Sorry, I keep forgetting about this light. So we'll see. I think I'll leave it. I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll find out. And then, what did I say? I think I just said I had dinner. Yeah, no. I just said I sewed the pants. And then after the pants was dinner, and it was burgers. And then I came back upstairs, and when I sewed the pants earlier, I didn't sew it far down enough, and so then I did a little bit more, and then washed my face, I brushed my teeth and put lotion on my face, and then I'm recording this, and then I'm gonna put lavender on this and hope that it goes away soon. I don't know if you can, okay, maybe you don't want to see it. It finally is like a pimple, so it's improving, just looking worse while improving, but yeah, it's it's going away. It's going away. Just ignore it. And then, yeah, I'll use the bathroom and then read and then go to bed. So, yeah. Oh, I'm feeling pretty good about chemistry. I memorized a lot of conversions today. And, this is a really good time to have a good memory. I'm very glad that I have a good memory. Yeah, I'm feeling not confident, but not scared about the test. I don't know, just kind of at an in-between. I am hopeful for passing, which is 5 or above. I'm hopeful. Considering last time I got a 3, 5 is pretty good, I think. But yeah, we'll see, because this teacher is weird, so she might make it really hard and then everyone's gonna fail. But you never know. We'll have hope. Wish me luck, although not that your luck will do anything, because by the time this is out, I will have already taken it. But yeah. Anyway, that was my day. Hey guys, so today was crazy. First of all, it was raining really hard when I woke up, and so like after getting ready for the day and all that, Nell and I walked to the bus stop because it was raining, and it was raining so hard. By the time we got to the bus stop, which was after like 10 minutes walking, my shoes and socks were completely soaked. My leggings were wet, my jacket was wet, everything was wet, my backpack was wet, everything. And it was like pouring. And then we got on the bus and got to school. And my first class today was Proyecto de Valores, and so we didn't do anything, so I studied for chem because I had the test today. But then studying for chem didn't take the entire hour, so then I also like hid my phone in my notebook and read my book because, okay, it should not be against the rules to read. So if I know that I'm not doing anything bad on my phone, then like, that's good enough, right? And so, yeah, I hid it in my notebook and almost got caught because this teacher walked in the door. I was right next to the door. And this teacher walked in the door, but luckily I put it away soon enough. So, but I swear, I wasn't doing anything bad. I was literally just reading my book. It's fine, guys. And after that was a chemistry test. And, well, it's over now, so that's good. I think I did better than last time, but I actually have absolutely no idea. I don't know. And then everyone else said that it went really bad too because our teacher is pretty bad, and so like she didn't really teach the stuff, and then also she made bad questions for the test, and so it just all around wasn't a good experience, but whatever. And after that was draft time, and after that was recess, and this guy, he's a director of studies or something, I don't know, but he's like an office employee, personnel, whatever, and but all of the office people, like office workers, are also teachers. So like the principal teaches classes, the secretary teaches classes. The secretary is actually my drafting teacher, and so like that guy also teaches classes. It's weird because at my school the principal is only the principal, along with like the vice principal and the counselors and all that. But anyway, that guy took me and India out to the cafe that was right across the street from the school, and so we got like sandwiches and stuff, and he got to know me because he had no idea that I was at the school, like no one told him, I don't know, and so he like got to know India when she got here, and then he like took us out to snack now that I'm here, and he's really nice, he seems really great. Yeah, it was nice to meet him, and I can go to him for any problems I have, so that's really great. Like, yeah. And then after that was math, and nothing to say about that. And after math was technology, and oh my god, we got our test back, and at first it said I got a 6, but then I talked to the teacher and bumped it up to a 7, but like, okay, everyone else had 2 theory questions and 2 like problem questions, and I didn't do the theory, and so instead of having like 3 points worth of theory and 7 points worth of problems, I had just 10 points worth of problems. So each problem was 5 points, And so the first one I did perfect, got 5 out of 5. Second one, he gave me 1 out of 5 because I messed up on one step early on, which then ended up messing up all of my other answers. But the thing is, after messing up and getting the wrong total resistance, which messed up the total intensity, which messed up each individual intensity and voltage, I did it right from then on. I just happened to mess up at the beginning, which sucks because if I made that mistake at the very end, he would have given me 4 out of 5. But since I made it at the beginning, he gave me 1 out of 5, which I don't think is fair because I know the material. I made one mistake and he gave me a 1 out of 5 for one mistake, though the rest was completely right. I still don't agree with my grade, but he bumped it up to 2 out of 5 because someone else made this. If someone else were to make the same mistake as me, they would have gotten 1 out of 3, and 2 out of 5 is closer to 1 out of 3 than 1 out of 5, So at least now I have a 7, but it's I'm a little disappointed in myself for making that stupid mistake. It was basically as stupid as doing plus instead of minus. That, it's kind of the equivalent. And so it's so easy. I know it. I just messed up and totally brought my grade down for it. But I was so disappointed. I nearly cried in class 5 times. But I didn't. And then I've accepted it. People get such bad grades here anyway. I just kind of blend in. Honestly, 7 was not even low. One girl got a 5, one guy got a 2. It's okay. That's the lowest score I've ever gotten, with the exception of chemistry, but that's a different situation. But yeah, so I'm a little disappointed in that, but I think I've accepted it. And then after technology was PE, and we just had free time because it was raining and we couldn't do anything. And then during the last hour, it was pouring. Well, actually, it was pouring all day. It was mostly pouring all day. There were a couple brief reprieves, but it was basically pouring all day. When I say pouring, I mean pouring. And so, actually, as I was walking from technology to PE, or just back to the classroom, I saw people literally sweeping water out of the school building because the building flooded a little bit. And then there were all these people sweeping water into the gutter, but then the gutter was a little clogged up, and so it didn't go in, and so our school was a little bit flooded, and the streets were flooded. I have various videos, so I'll put them in, but the streets were flooded, and so the buses couldn't run, and so I didn't have a way to get home. But luckily, India was there to help me, and so me, India, and this Italian girl from a school nearby walked to Amalia and Valeria's house because their house is 5 minutes away. And then from there, their host dad drove us home, which was so nice of him. And so he dropped off first the other 2 girls and then me and Nella. And so we got home safe and sound and it was fine. But when I got home, oh my god, my shoes were soaked. My shoes and socks were soaked all day, and so my feet were literally shriveled like raisins when I got home. It was disgusting, and my legs were wet, and everything was wet. Everything was cold, and so the first thing I did when I got home was change. I got into warm sweatpants, and it was amazing. And then I had lunch, and then I didn't have any homework, and the flooding was so bad that we got a red notice on our phones. You know how it can send mandatory alerts? It said it was code red or something, and so we literally were not allowed to leave the house. And so then our local coordinator texted us, and she was like, hey, because of the alert, just don't go to school tomorrow. And we're like, okay, cool. And so first of all, I didn't have homework, and second of all, we weren't going to school tomorrow anyway, so I didn't have to do anything. So I just kind of chilled and read my book and listened to my audiobook and did a lot of knitting and watched some TV, and I took a shower. Yeah, but then the situation changed to code yellow, and tomorrow it's not going to be raining as much, and so I'm going to school. But it's okay, because since it's not raining tomorrow, then I can go party it up in San Fernando like we plan to. So yeah, and then I had dinner, and that was my day. It was so crazy. Oh my god. One of the videos is from the center, and this girl, people were walking upstream, and this girl lost her backpack, and it's just gone now. But the water was up to their waist. It was crazy. Today was a crazy day, but yeah, that was my day. Hey guys, so today was another kind of crazy day. The way I left it with my host mom last night was that if it was raining this morning, then we wouldn't go to school. But then our local coordinator said that we should go to school if we can, and so even though it was raining when I woke up, I went to school. But so Nell and I went to the normal bus stop for this special school bus. It's not actually a school bus, but it hits all the schools, so it's called a school bus. And so we were at the bus stop, and the bus still didn't come, and it was 8 minutes late. And then some people from the stop, everyone from the stop was taking line 11 instead, because they were okay, if it's not coming, we gotta go to school. And so I take line 11 with them. And then as soon as we get on the bus, then we see the special school bus drive by. And so it's if we had waited one more minute, it would have been totally fine. But oh well. And so I get on the line 11, and Atenea is there, just happens to be there. And so we get on the bus with her and sit with her. And then we get off at this stop right in front of Nilla's school. And so she goes to school, and then Atenea walks me halfway to my school. And then we split ways because she has to go to school. And so since I had to walk 5 blocks-ish, I was late to school, but only by 5 minutes, and so it was totally fine, and it was raining, so they understood it was fine. And my first class today was math, not much to tell. And then after math, but in math, there was probably half the class, so instead of 36, it was 20. And then after math was technology, and in technology we usually have 10 people. We usually have 10 people, and today we had 5. And so we didn't do anything in technology. We just had free time, literally just free time. And so I studied a little bit for philosophy. But in math, we did learn stuff. And then philosophy, we started out with 17 people. And then throughout the period, 2 people left. So we ended with 15 people. But we actually did stuff in philosophy too. Just not the entire period. So then at the end of the philosophy period, then most of the students went next door to where the lengua teacher was to see our scores for our test because we were inpatient. And so we got our scores, and I got a 7.65555. But I'm very happy with that. I think a 7.6 is a very respectable score for lengua. So I'm very happy with that. But I felt bad for this one guy because I asked him how he thought it went. And he said, I think it went pretty good, to be honest. And then we got our scores back, and he got a 3. Yeah, but I'm happy with my score. And then after that was recreo, and I think I spent that with India. I don't know, I probably spent that with India. And then after that was actual lingua class, and so many people left during recreo, because it was still raining, and so people's parents were just coming to pick them up. And so by the time it was lingua class, there were 9 of us. There were 8 of us. 4 of which had Greek next. And so the Greek teacher was hey, you want to just come take the test now so that then we have extra time to go over it later? And they were sure. So 4 of them left, and then there were 4 people in my lingua class. And so we just went over the next act of La Celestina and answered the questions. And so teacher did our homework for us. I mean, technically we did it, but he helped us, and yeah, so that was cool. And so we read the act aloud, and I had to read because there were only 4 people. But I think I did pretty well, not gonna lie. I think I read pretty well. I mean, obviously they read a whole lot faster and a whole lot better than me, but I think I was pretty good, so that's cool. And then after that was drafting, and there were 3 people in my drafting class. But we actually did stuff, like we didn't learn anything new, but we did we did stuff other people are going to have to do later, but we did it today, if that makes sense. And then we were supposed to have English, and by then there were 7 of us. But the English teacher never came, and so then me and 4 other girls went to look for her, and we found her, and she gave us lollipops, and then we went back to our classroom, and she didn't come with us, and so we just had no teacher for the hour, and it was incredibly boring. It was kind of weird. I was like, maybe I should have just left at that point, because it was the last class anyway, but I didn't. I stayed and really didn't do anything. And then waited for the bus, and the school bus actually came, so that's cool. And I took the bus home and came home and ate lunch and edited, and then I'm recording this. And then tonight I am going out with friends for Halloween, so we're going, I don't even know where, honestly. It's like some kind of scary thing, but I'm gonna go to Amalia and Valetti's house and drop off my stuff because we're having a sleepover tonight. And so then from Amalia and Valetti's house, then we'll go to wherever we're going and then hang out there until, I don't know, I think the thing ends at 10:30, and then it's just a matter of if we go somewhere else after. We'll see. And then yeah, so after that I'll go to Amalia and Valetti's house and we're gonna watch a scary movie. Guys, wish me luck. This is gonna scar me for life. I'm not even kidding. Oh my god. At least every entrance in our house here has bars on it, and so that should give me peace of mind, but it won't. I'll be like, what if someone picked the lock? What if I didn't close the door? Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Someone's gonna pop up behind me and stab me in the back. So yeah, I'll probably be really paranoid tomorrow when I'm recording my video, so stay tuned for that. But I think it'll be really fun. So yeah, that was my day, and I'll probably let you know how it goes tonight tomorrow. Yeah. Hey, so first of all, I gotta catch you up on yesterday. Yesterday, I went to Amalia and Valetti's house, and we ended up doing a little bit of makeup. So Amalia and I were clowns, and then Valeria was attacked by a werewolf, and I think it all turned out really good and really cute. I don't know, I liked it. And then with the clown makeup and my hairdo, I felt like I was giving Harley Quinn vibes a little bit, and so that was cool. And so we were gonna I went to their house to drop off my stuff because I spent the night, and then we were gonna all get on the bus together to meet up with this Polish girl who also lived in Hedis. But then there was a little bit of a miscommunication on where we were meeting, but it was okay, and we ended up meeting in the center. But by the time we went to the center, it was 9, and then we waited half an hour for a Polish girl to get there, and so then 9:30, and then we went to this restaurant, and it was really good. It was African food, and we all really enjoyed what we got. But it took a long time. It was really slow. And so the food was great, so worth it. And we had so much fun just talking. So we did not mind waiting. But then the downside is that we didn't finish eating until 11 because we didn't get our food till 10. And so we didn't leave till 11. And then everything that we had planned, everything, all the festivities that were happening ended at 11:30, had already ended or ended at 11:30 or 12, and at that point it's just not worth going because you have to get there, and then once you get there, then it's nothing happening. And so we actually tried going to one thing, but then it was closed or something, because also with the flooding we weren't sure if they were actually still happening, and so at least one of the things actually wasn't happening. So we did not end up doing anything Halloween related last night. We just went out to dinner and had a lot of fun, and honestly, I'm okay with that. Halloween doesn't have to be Halloween, you know? At least I went out with friends and we did our makeup, and it was really fun doing our makeup, and so yeah. And then Amalia, Valeria, and I took a taxi home, and the Polish girl walked home. And yeah, we went back to their house and just kind of chatted for a little bit, and then went to bed at like 1. We stayed out till like 11:30. So no, we got home at like 11:45, I'd say, which is like probably late to you guys, but here it's early, like pretty early. Like people probably stayed out till 5 last night, because Halloween is a party day. But yeah, we got back at 1. No, we went to bed at 1, and oh my god, there was a bat in the house, and so I have a video. It was just flying around, which is crazy. But we went to bed. And also, in terms of movies, we did not in fact end up watching movie 8 because we got home late. We got home at like 11:45, like I said, and B, because I was too chicken. I get scared so easily, and then like Valeria was also kind of uncertain about wanting to watch the movie, and so like Amalia was like, hey, like we could watch it, like yeah, and then I was like, no, it is terrifying. It is like horrible. And then when we were out at dinner, we talked to the Polish girl about our plans to watch it. She was like, oh my god, when I watched it, I couldn't sleep for 3 nights straight. And I was like, that's it. We're not watching it. No, thank you. And so we really didn't end up doing anything Halloween or scary yesterday, but it was still a good time. So yeah. And then this morning, I woke up and like brushed my teeth and everything, and just kind of hung out and chatted with Amalia because Valeria was still sleeping. And so we chatted and got some breakfast, and I had this delicious rosemary garlic focaccia bread, which wasn't even focaccia bread. It was like more like naan, but it was so good. Oh my god. And then Amalia and I have been meaning to bake because like why not, and so we made chocolate chip cookies, and it was so good. We had to try the batter, of course, because quality control, and it was delicious. And then we baked the cookies, and they came out amazing, and it made 12 cookies, and there were only 3 left when I left because we all had 3. They were so good, guys, so good. And we watched a movie. So we watched Red, White, and Royal Blue because Amalia loves that story. She loves the books, she loves the movie, she loves everything about it. And so me, Amalia, and Valeria watched it together. And then by the time it ended, it was like 2:33. And Valeria had planned, no, it was later than that, I think. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But Valeria had plans at 5 to meet up with someone. And so once she left, then Amalia and I started another movie. We watched The Tearsmith, which was the most random movie I've ever seen in my life. And there was no storyline, there was no plot, but it was like we both really enjoyed it. It was just like the weirdest, most confusing movie we'd ever seen. But it was good. And then after that it ended at like 7, and then I came home and came home. Oh yeah, I unpacked and then went on a jog with Nella, and then took a little shower and talked to my mom and sister briefly, and then went down to dinner. It was pizza night, but oh my god, I've eaten so unhealthy today. But it was so good. I had just like normal like bread and stuff for breakfast, and then 3 cookies, and then pasta, and then pizza. But I had a salad tonight because like otherwise I would have gotten no fiber in. Although we only have iceberg lettuce, and so like I still probably didn't get much fiber in. But you know what? Better than nothing. And so yeah, and then I just kind of chilled and did some knitting for a little bit, and then I came up here and I'll get ready for bed and go to bed. I think that's, oh my god, today another bat came in the house, and Pelote, the dog, was like chasing it around, and we were like, okay, like that's harmless because he's not gonna catch it, it's nothing, like it's fine. But he caught the bat and killed it. He killed the bat. And so we the host sister literally just threw it on the street. So now there's a dead bat under some random person's car. And we were like, You're just throwing it out. You're not putting it in a plastic bag and like throwing it away. You're just throwing it out. But anyway, so isn't that crazy though that there was a bat flying around the house literally on Halloween and then also the day after? But like, that's crazy. And apparently it happens every year. That's crazy. Anyway, that was my day. Well, my days. And my week. That was my week.